Black people don't eat pumpkin pie.
I
We only eat sweet potato pie exclusively.
What if I like both? What does that make me? Am I biracial?
The things that I think that people will be upset about, they don't care anything about.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like the people who dragged me the most was what you responded to it, where someone like called me a slur, like a racist slur, was because I simply said I think it's off. I think that Greta Gerwig should have been nominated as Best Director for Barbie, and the amount of men that just wanted to call me stupid. They brought my mother into it. I was like, what did Leslie do? Leslie did nothing.
Can I tell you something? I don't even know Leslie, and I will be a staunch defender of Leslie. Before we keep going, we should talk about the tea, by the way.
Okay.
That we're drinking. The tea we're drinking today is Bird and Blend's Duvet Day. It is a wonderful white tea. For those steeping at home, it's at about 175 for 3 minutes. Have you tried yours yet?
I've been in.
You've been in it?
Yeah,
okay.
I've been in it.
People are going to notice I've been going to Bird and Blend a lot recently. My favorite tea brand. It's hard to pick a favorite. It's like picking a favorite child, though I think if I'm older, when I have children, I will pick a favorite.
Oh, you're going to be one of those.
Here's the thing. I think that everyone has favorites, and then we all deny it. I will deny it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair.
But like I am not super sporty. Okay, I am an artistic gen. I know, hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, no, I would have completely thought you were a football player.
Yeah, you're like, did he play football? Was it soccer? Did he hoop? No.
Did he hoop?
I know that was your
White men can jump.
Yeah, we can. But we just jump to the sidelines because we're on the bench. I was not like that. So I think if I have a kid that's like super sporty, which is fine,
right?
I'll be like, cool. I don't relate to you as much. But if I have another kid who goes, I like playing the piano and drinking tea, I'm like, let's talk. You're mine.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where I sit with things.
Yeah, I feel like I don't watch sports at all.
Okay.
I don't care about it at all. But yet I love a sports movie, documentary. I'm all in. You will think that I know so much about the Chicago Bulls because I've seen The Last Dance so many times, which actually comes up on Emily's podcast because Larsa Pippen is a housewife.
A lot of NBA has made its way into reality because Juan Dixon's wife, I don't know her name.
Oh, you're talking about Robin.
She was on like Real Housewives of Maryland?
Well,
Potomac?
Yes, Potomac, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. I have a friend named Megan Gailey who loves reality television and sports.
Mm-hmm.
And so the combination of those two, she's like, love Potomac. And
yes, Potomac is great. Not so much this season, but usually very good.
Do you watch a lot of reality television?
I watched nothing but reality television. What do you want to know?
I don't. Well, no. I guess. So my question is, you keep busy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like you work both of your jobs. I think very often. I think you're always auditioning for something.
Yes, I am. I actually have an audition tomorrow.
Right, and I've been wondering how that's gonna go. Because I have auditioned for the same role.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's really. Is it shy? I'm auditioning for shy mother. Which one are you? What is your character type?
Bitchy mother.
Bitchy mother.
Bitchy mother.
I don't think you're actually auditioning for mothers, are you? Probably not.
No, I actually am. I did a commercial right out of the pandemic for what is it? Orajel toothpaste for kids. Partnered with Coco Melon. So Coco Melon's this like really popular kids cartoon on Netflix.
I've heard of it. I've not seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I just looked it up randomly today actually, and it has like 6.7 million views on YouTube. But yeah, I play a mother of a little cute toddler.
Yeah,
and I'm teaching her how to brush her teeth, and then the little Coco Melon cartoon pops up and helps her, and she's so excited.
Do you have any nieces or nephews?
I do.
Okay. So I have a 4-year-old nephew.
Mm-hmm.
And let me be clear. This kid is a rock star. However, There was one time my sister goes, "Can you please go in with his name's Levin, like the number 11 without an E." And
Levin?
Levin.
Levin. Okay.
Levin. And she
Yes,
just
Levin.
goes, "Will you help Levin brush his teeth?" I was like, "Sure." I go in there, okay? And she goes, "There's this video you play for 2 minutes, and he has to brush the teeth for the entirety of the video."
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll be damned if this kid didn't just hold the toothbrush in his mouth. And I'm just like, hey, I don't know how your mom let you do this, buddy, but I need to see some movement. I need to see, even if we're doing swirling, it doesn't need to be back and forth.
He thinks it's just like automatic.
He just like would hold it here for a second, maybe hold it here for a second. I was like, my guy, we need to get a little up, downs, and arounds, okay? We need to get something going. And I would tell him, and then he would do it for a couple of seconds, and he would just get mesmerized by video again and just stop.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, I'm not a bad uncle. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to shut this shit off. I didn't say that.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, I'm like, my guy, listen, you're going to thank me when you don't get cavities, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do a little of this, a little of that. Let's get it going. I'm a guy. I take my toothbrushing incredibly seriously.
Oh, do you?
100%.
Okay.
I brush for 2 minutes.
I was just going to say, do you know the proper length?
2 minutes, 30 seconds on each quadrant.
All right.
And I also get that gum line. I'm really going. I go for it. And I'm not going to try and impose that on a child, but I definitely want to see a little more effort.
I would.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd like to bully a child.
Did you bully your fake child with the Orajel?
No, she was just too cute. But I remember during, it was towards the end, and they were having a hard time getting the shot because they're going to do a lot of green screen things.
Sure.
And it was kind of taking a long time to do this pulling action to make it look like the toothpaste was dancing, like magic.
Yeah.
And she just turns to me and she's on this step stool and she just looks me straight this close to my face. She's like, I have to poop. I was like, she has to poop. Fly her out.
Yeah, we got a 10-2 over here. We got to get this going.
Right now.
That is so funny. I love that she was just like, this is where I'm at.
It was so cute though. But no, I will bully a child. Never mind.
Nope. It's time. The time is nigh. Share.
Because I know you already, now I have two controversial things because I once said this on a podcast and this one lady got extremely mad at me, but I do not like serving children.
I'm sorry, how's that controversial? I was a server. I hated serving kids.
Well, I mean, I think it's controversial for those who have never served and have kids and are probably the person that lets their kids be an absolute menace.
I think that when you take a kid to a restaurant, it shows the world what kind of parent you are.
Yes, and it's not the kid's fault because it's absolutely the parent's fault. It's not about I don't like kids. I love kids. It's more about you're gonna let your kid run around, empty all the sugar caddy packets, and do all this thing.
Undo all the side work that someone spent time doing.
Yes, that would be me. And then also, I don't really want to be a part of your journey of teaching your kid how to order at a restaurant. I have 5 other tables. Let Billy order for Billy, please. Get his chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah.
I do not have time for this.
Do parents just go Billy, why don't you tell her? And you're like, okay, what do you want? And Billy will be like, I don't know.
I know. Yes.
I know you don't know. How about you start knowing?
Thank you. God, Billy, step it up quick.
I remember I once was serving a table and this little kid was like, I was like, hi, can I take everyone's orders? Take everyone's orders. And then it comes to the kid. And I go, and what would you like? And he goes, I'm not hungry. And I was like, okay. And the mom goes, well, he has to eat something. To me.
I'm not the dad.
I'm sitting there I'm sure he does have to eat something. I look at the mom, I'm like, would you like to place an order for him? And she goes, well, he can place an order. And I'm like, okay. And I look at this kid again.
Oh my God.
Do you want something? He goes, I'm not hungry. And she looks at me. She goes, hold on one second. I said,
no.
Hey, so here's the situation. Here's where we are. This is literally, I said, I go, this is where we are. I don't know if he's hungry or not, but if I need to put this food in. So if you'd like to put something in for him. She goes, well, I don't know what he wants. And I go, well, you know what's crazy? Fun fact, I don't either. So we're going to have, one of us is going to have to go to the bottom of this. And I don't think he's more likely to share it with me,
Yeah.
And the mom was like, well, we need a moment. And I was like, okay, great. I'll come back in a moment. Came back. Of course, little Billy still has no clue what he's getting. And I just said to her, I'm going to just put chicken fingers.
Yeah. Safe bet. Or butter noodles.
Let me tell you something. I don't care how old I am.
Butter noodles.
I still like butter noodles.
It slaps.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, my favorite dinner would be noodles with butter and that I don't want to say fake Parmesan, but the green container Parmesan.
Yeah.
Loved it. That was, and I got to tell you, I thought as an adult I'd outgrow it. I have not.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah.
It's just reliable and it's a little nostalgic.
Yeah. I
Yeah, it
also
makes you
love
feel
mac and
comfortable.
cheese.
I do too.
I could eat it every day.
I could eat it every day, and I have at certain
Yeah,
points,
yeah.
and I've seen it on my waistline. So I'm like, have to like pull it back because
Okay.
I really can eat macaroni. Sometimes I like to jazz it up.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'll take that box macaroni and cheese, and then I'll get some shrimp. We're making it gourmet mac, right?
Love.
Throw a little bit of like red peppers in there. Not red peppers, chili flakes.
Are you a good cook?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I can survive though.
No, I respect that. Is Sean a good cook?
He is a good cook. Like it's not that I'm a bad cook. I just prefer to order.
Okay. We all prefer to order.
And I do it all the time.
I'm not going to blow up this person's spot, so I'm not going to say who this is. But I will just say that someone that I am very close with, good person, we were talking and they were like, yeah, my credit card statement went up. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, what caused it? Like, I don't know. I said, you don't know? I said, I don't know. I was like, why don't you go look? They were like, I don't know what to look for. I said, well, why don't you start with like Uber Eats, Postmates, and DoorDash, and maybe start with there. Oh, it was over $1,000
Oh, I bet.
in a month.
I bet.
I can't mess with that.
I can and do. I'm much better now. Because so for some reason the dang on Postmates is connected to the Uber app, which Sean and I share, which is my fiance.
Yeah.
And
Wait a minute. Did I know y'all were engaged?
I don't know.
When did that happen? What? When did that happen?
It happened the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I definitely didn't know that, but finish the story and then we'll go back to that.
Okay. Uber Eats. Yeah. Or not Uber Eats, Postmates. So it's connected to Uber. Even though it's not Uber Eats, it's Postmates. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know how that works. And I don't know how to disconnect it because every time I order something, I get a little snarky message from Sean like, you really are going to order $60 worth of pasta? Yes, I am.
The disrespect, and also I completely understand his perspective. Which sounds
He's like,
bad.
you could go pick it up. I was like, I like to pay for convenience.
I have to go back. I just want to take a step back real fast. You got engaged.
Yes, I did.
So I got engaged in July. And here's what I noticed. I'll say there was a week, maybe, of congratulations. And that was lovely.
Yeah.
Big fan. Nice week. Immediately when that week was done, and I'll even say on some of the calls that congratulations were, when's the wedding?
Yeah.
And I was just like, we've been engaged for about 7 days.
Right.
We're going to work on that. And then my favorite thing was after about 3 months of that, it was, so you're engaged? Thinking about kids? And I was like, I will kill all of you.
Right.
Are you experiencing a similar situation?
I definitely get asked the question. That's like literally the first question everyone ever asks me. I had an answer, thank God, but it's like not like a date. It's just like a tentative month and year. So we tentatively would be August 2025 in London.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's enough information to be dangerous.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like Jess and I, we pulled a fast one. Okay. We didn't have an answer. And then we said September 2024. And people were like, what? And we were like, I'm sorry, did we look like we fuck around? We're efficient.
Oh my goodness.
Like, we done dropped that date. And we're like, ba-boom. And they're like, wait, we don't have enough time to plan. I was like, cool, you have 9 months. If that's not enough time and we can plan a wedding in that time, that's not my problem anymore. And it's in Italy.
You're doing it. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so pretty.
I mean, you're talking about $60 worth of pasta. I'm going to have a lot more pasta than that.
I'm so excited for you guys. Italy is going to be great.
My favorite thing is I don't speak Italian, but I speak carbohydrate.
Yeah.
And that's all I really care about. People have been saying to me like, oh, like, what do you care about at your wedding? And I was like, I know that a lot of people say, oh, we didn't even get to eat at our wedding. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. I will not be that person.
Oh, yeah. I've already thought about that.
I'm going to be eating. I'm going to eat at the happy hour, okay, the
Mm-hmm.
cocktail hour, as they
Mm-hmm.
call it, the more
Mm-hmm.
appropriate name. I'm gonna eat at the reception. I'm gonna eat before the reception when everyone's getting seated. I'm gonna have my own plate.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna have another plate with the people. Then I'm gonna have some after party food. I'm gonna eat so much you're gonna have to roll me out of this wedding.
That's actually one of my number one things is the food. And I also will be partaking in said food. I'm going to make sure that they have a plate for me right after we take those pictures.
Yep.
We'll eat in private just so I make sure I get it.
Yeah.
And then I'll have like my prop plate of like, like that.
Yeah.
I don't care if I don't touch, but I probably will and take it home and eat that at like 1 a.m. when I'm wasted.
Yeah, well, you could also do that thing they do in movies where you just move the food around on the plate and it looks like you're eating.
Exactly.
You take a forkful and then you go, no, but you know what I was thinking? And then you put it right back down. What's funny is anyone that has never acted doesn't realize that, like, in movies and television, no one's eating.
No one's eating.
It's the most impressive thing I ever saw. There was a movie called A Ghost Story. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
It's not a horror movie.
Oh.
It's a really sad ghost story. And there's a scene where a woman played by Rooney Mara eats minimum half of a pie, but it's almost like 3/4, and she does it in one take. So you are there's no cuts. So you are watching this woman eat a pie on screen. No spit bucket, no nothing. She's eating the pie.
Cuts.
No cuts. Like a medium close.
So
you're watching.
They had to probably get that in like one take.
There's
no way she could have.
Unless she said, "I'm full today. Let's come back tomorrow. Try it again."
Like, there's no way. Oh my God.
Yeah. So she eats all the pie. Other than that, I have not seen someone properly eating in movies or television.
Yeah, because like you notice I mean, because we're in the industry, so I
could say the biz. You were
biz.
gonna say the biz.
I was
caught
gonna say
you
the biz.
yeah.
I know that sounded super pretentious, so I like cut
I love
myself off. But they always cut right when they're putting that food in their mouth, and you don't ever really see a lot of chewing or swallowing, or like there's always a cut. So that's that. Congratulations to that woman. What kind of pie was it, though?
I don't know. I think it was apple.
Okay. Have you ever had sweet potato pie?
Yes.
It's superior to the pumpkin pie. I don't eat pumpkin pie. I eat sweet potato. Well, you're not black.
Wait a minute. What?
What? Black people don't eat pumpkin pie? We only eat sweet potato pie exclusively.
What if I like both? What does that make me? Am I biracial? I mean, like, just trying to get to the bottom of this.
Well, once you have sweet potato pie, there's no reason to have pumpkin pie. It just tastes like nothing after you have sweet potato pie.
Here's my question: have you noticed how long have you been dating Sean?
7.5 years.
7.5 years. Incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Have you in those 7.5 years noticed some things where you're like, why do white people eat this way? Have you seen moments like that where you're like, what is happening here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is the most egregious white person eating thing that he does? Because I'll bet I do it too.
Well, I don't know if it's a white person thing or if it's just a Sean thing, but this man doesn't need a side for anything. He just wants the protein. He never needs a side, and he also doesn't season shit.
Really?
He uses like a bit of salt and pepper. That's the only seasoning. And black people, because you're biracial.
Yeah, am I now? I can't wait to hear how people respond to this. Yeah, sure.
We season it up. Okay.
I think it needs to be.
Yeah.
So my big feeling is as a stand-up comic, I hear the joke all the time that white people don't season food, which I respect, but I do. And so I'm always sitting there.
What's your version of that?
Well, it depends. You have to remember, I don't eat meat. So like, I'm not like seasoning steaks and chickens.
You can season a lot of different things. See, that red flag.
No. That's what I'm saying. So when I season, I'll season different things for different situations.
Okay.
So like the other day, I made a pesto crusted salmon for Jess.
Okay.
I didn't need to I seasoned my pesto, but I didn't season the salmon because I'm crusting the entire thing. That's a problem for you.
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
The entire thing was encapsulated in pesto. Still a problem.
That's your white part coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning.
You are.
Well, so I do, when I'm making a salmon and I'm going to do other stuff to it, I will often do like salt, black pepper, and a little paprika on there, and then I'll cover it.
White people love paprika.
We do. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? This is the truth. I'm going to admit this openly to you. If you ask me to describe what paprika tastes like, I don't know.
It's just color.
I put it on everything.
I don't think it tastes like anything.
Maybe it doesn't. I don't know what any seasoning tastes like. If you say
because you don't use them.
Well, do you know what cumin tastes like?
We don't use that either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Someone the other day said,
do you know what Lawry's
seasoning salt or Lowry's like.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about Old Bay. Lowry seasoning salt, yeah.
Yeah, that's the sauce right there.
I love
that's
Lowry's garlic powder.
okay.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I also want to go back really quick to the side comment that you made. Sides are the greatest thing on this earth.
It's like the best part of the meal.
I'm not ashamed to say that if I'm like ordering at a restaurant, okay, and there are 2 dishes, and maybe one is 10% better than another. I'll always look to the sides to be like, yeah, but this one comes with mashed potatoes. You know, I'm like,
oh my gosh, I do the same thing too. I have to see what it comes with, or if I can swap it out, like doing a little mix and match.
Some places don't let you do that, and it's my biggest pet peeve.
I know. I'm a big modifier.
But are you modifying beyond? I think that when you modify at a restaurant, there are guidelines for your modification.
Yes,
I
agree.
Breaking the guidelines?
What's your guidelines?
Well, think about it like this, okay? Let's say that there are 3 fish dishes.
Okay.
One comes with risotto, one comes with mashed potatoes, and one comes with sautéed vegetables.
Okay.
I think you can swap any of those because they're all coming with other stuff.
Right.
If there is a completely separate dish of like truffle pasta.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I've seen it done.
Do people know the price point of truffles?
Well, even if it's just like, let's say like there's a linguine puttanesca also on the menu.
Okay.
And they go, can I just get like a small helping of that as a side?
No.
I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Well, I think because I also work at a restaurant, I do understand like kind of like price pointing stuff. Like it has to be regular stuff. Like, can I do a side of fries,
fries
salad? Yeah, like things that make sense. Like you can't expect, like, can I just swap it out for like the lobster? Like, you know what I mean? No, that doesn't. Does that seem like a reasonable swap?
I would do that if you could.
Of course, who wouldn't?
Another thing that drives me crazy is when a restaurant goes, like it's a breakfast situation, when they'll be like, yeah, and it comes with, won't say this, but it's true. Like it comes with like a pound of hash browns, and you're like, okay, and they're like, can I get instead just a small fruit cup? They're like, yeah, that's $7. I'm like, what? Where are you getting your fruit from?
Right.
And it's always got cantaloupe.
Because it's market value.
It's always got cantaloupe.
No one wants cantaloupe.
Thank you.
Load me up with strawberries, all the berries, really.
All the berries.
Why don't you swap out the cantaloupe for some mango?
It's my favorite fruit.
Is it?
It is.
Mango is one of my favorite fruits because, again, I told you, just found out that my family is from Jamaica.
So you're born and raised in Michigan, but because your mother, I don't know if your father's also from Jamaica, but your mother I know is from Jamaica.
Yes.
So you would go back to Jamaica often?
Yes, we go back once a year. We still have a lot of family there.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I went for the first time. What year was it? Last year? 2 years ago for a wedding. And I was just like, well, I could do this more often. And I remember Jess was just like, for the flights, and I was like, well, no, the flights were a little cost prohibitive. But outside of that, if they weren't, I would come here.
Yeah, because like once you get there, like the all-inclusive hotels are great. I don't know where you stayed.
I don't remember.
We usually stay at the Hilton.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like our family spot. But yeah.
So you don't crash with family. You stay at the Hilton.
Oh, hell no. I'm not crashing with. Do you know where my family lives? In the part where you don't visit.
What is that part?
That part, my mom is from like the country and like where it's like not even indoor plumbing. Like, yeah, I remember when I was really little, we did stay with them, and she lives in a place called the St. Mary's, Port Mario area, and it's about like probably 5 hours from Kingston.
Okay.
And
I love how you name the one place. I'm like, yay, okay.
Montego Bay. Around like it's about 5-6 hours from there. And I remember when I was younger, she had to like have a talk with me, like, you had to use the bathroom outside. Not like I was like squat, but like they're like kind of like a little porta potty looking. Like it's very much like. It's not glamorous. So yeah, like now that I'm older and we stay at the resort and we'll like drive one of the days that we're there to go visit family.
So it's a vacation with one day of family.
Yeah, and actually a lot of times because the family will drive to us at the hotel because it then becomes a vacation for them, and they'll come to the hotel and get like a day pass, and they'll spend the week with us.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's weird because I mentioned this earlier. I don't believe I got my invite to that. Did that come in the mail?
Where's mine to Italy? Because I've been waiting for that one.
Can I say something? We haven't even sent out invitations. I hate to do this, but are you ready to go to our first segment?
Yeah.
Our first segment is called the Newly Friend Game.
Okay.
It's like the Newlywed Game, but we're friends. You're reaching for your board already, which I absolutely love.
Okay. I was like, was I not
the way this is going to work, no, you're great. The way this is going to work is I'm going to, you dropped your marker there.
sorry.
No, you're doing
I'm
wonderful.
already losing.
It's all good. So the way this works is I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to write down your answer. You're not going to say it out loud or show me, but you're going to write down your answer. Then I'm going to write down what I think your answer is. Then we'll flip our boards and see if we got it right. And then we'll do the same or a different question for me.
Okay.
Now, I happen to know something about you that has not come up on the pod so far today.
Oh.
And that is that you are, and I don't want to say obsessed, but I would say an avid fanatic of the Halloween movie franchise.
Okay. Because I almost wore a Halloween shirt, but I was like, is that inappropriate?
No, it's not.
I almost wore a Halloween shirt. I am not kidding you.
I know you. And so, so my question for you is going to be a really interesting one.
Okay.
Okay. If you could pick an actor or actress that reboots this franchise and is Michael Myers, if you could pick one, don't say it out loud, write it down. Who would that person be? This is a person who has creative control and is the person behind the mask. 1, 2, 3, flip. William Shatner. I know exactly why, because his mask is what the mask is based on.
And wouldn't that be iconic?
So I said Jacob Elordi I thought would be an interesting person to be behind the mask.
I can see that.
It makes Michael Myers taller.
Michael Myers is tall, though. Well, I mean,
I think Jacob Elordi is like 6'4"
you're right.
or something crazy.
You're right. And I actually, I can see why you did that. He has a really dark energy. I love Euphoria, so I could see that. I think that's a good casting.
I'd be interested in seeing that. The other person I wrote is Margot Robbie, and the reason I wrote her is because she is getting more into producing now, and I kind of am interested. I like what she did with Barbie from a production perspective. Thought it was cool. So I'm like, okay, let me see what someone like that might do with Halloween.
Right.
I'm a little curious.
I feel like if I went with a woman, because I just really want, I feel like I want to do it for the fans, I would make Jamie Lee Curtis.
So you're going with the classics right now.
Yeah.
You're
I'm really trying to like.
You're giving some fan service.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I have another one that I would do. I would do, why is everybody's name leaving my head? What's his name from Clueless and
Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd. You want to know why?
I do.
Because he was in Halloween 6.
I have not seen.
He was the star of that one.
So many Halloweens. I saw the first Halloween. That's the only one I've seen, which I guess is just
it's
called.
It's the best
Is
one.
that called Halloween 78 or is it just called Halloween?
It's just called Halloween.
Okay, but it was 78, wasn't it? Or 70?
Yeah, I think it was 78 or 70. Yeah, I think it's 78. Maybe 79.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a similar but different question for me because I would have done the same question, but we've now talked through a lot of different people that we'd like to see behind the mask. Now, I know this is not your franchise, but we're going to choose a similar franchise.
Okay.
If I could recast anyone as Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. 1, 2, 3, flip. Judge Judy or Kelly Rowland?
Yes.
I would, of those two, choose Kelly Rowland. Just because I want to have someone who once texted in Microsoft Excel to be my person.
I know. That's why he didn't text back.
No, of course he didn't text back.
And she was in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Kelly Rowland was?
Yes, she was in Freddy vs. Jason.
Jeez, your knowledge of horror movies is
It's
incredible.
my favorite genre.
So you wrote Judge Judy or Kelly Rowland. I wrote Sam Rockwell, who I think would be an incredible.
I actually think that's a really
Freddy
good
Krueger.
one, too.
And then I wrote Barry Keoghan, who, do you know who that is?
I don't think so.
Did you see Saltburn?
No, I haven't watched Saltburn yet.
And
you're really loving that cast.
Well, yeah, so I'm going to tell you. So it was on my brain. Me and our wonderful producer, Allie, were talking about it before you got here. And so I put it in my head. So that's kind of why I wrote it. That's the Newly Friend Game, by the way. You're done. How did it feel?
Oh, damn. I was really into it.
I know.
All night.
That is because I don't remember how it first came up between us, but I do remember that you have an absolute love for Halloween, but it sounds like you just love horror in general.
So horror, yes. I am a huge horror fan.
Okay.
Halloween is my favorite of that's of the genre, but like I love horror movies. I've watched them since I was little. I had no restrictions on my television watching growing up.
None?
Zero.
And
Zero.
what?
Full access. I had a TV in my room, full cable, all the channels.
What was it like being cool? I don't know.
That's the life of an only child
Wait, you're an only child?
for my mom.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, like I have like a billion half siblings from my dad,
Sure.
but like in my house, I was queen.
It was just me.
Yeah, like she has like a shrine of me, just like so many different pictures. It's like it's kind of sweet.
Is it?
It's creepy.
Okay, that's where
It's
I thought you were
creepy.
going. Because you've done a lot of projects. Do you, when you're like gravitating, obviously you're just like looking for things that you vibe with, but do you gravitate a little bit when you're looking for roles? When you're like, maybe you're looking at Actors Access or something and you go, oh, this is horror. Okay.
Yes, I mean, I want to be in a horror movie so bad.
You'd be great.
I actually almost got cast in one from a member at Soho. She was producing one that was going to be in what's it called? Georgia, but not the state, the country.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, and I auditioned and I made it to like the final round. And every time she comes in, she literally will tell the group of people like her audition tape was so good.
I love that.
Yeah, and then I just recently had an audition. I don't think I got it because I ain't heard
Don't
back.
talk like that. I think you got it.
But for a television show, and I was like the role called for being like possessed, and I like stuff happens, and I like pretty much do a gruesome murder to my family members. And that was the most fun audition. I'm like beating the shit out of this pillow I put on the floor. I'm just like going at it.
Yeah.
And I have to like choke a like 6-year-old child in this audition.
Holy crap.
So that's,
I hope in the callback they let you choke a real 6-year-old.
I see. I told you I would bully a child.
I'm method, you know? So what kind of, I always wonder this about people because, and I'll happily answer first, but like I wonder what kind of fighter you are.
Well, remember I got mugged.
I meant fighter in a relationship, but
Oh.
yeah, but I do remember you got mugged. Yes, I remember very
I thought it
well.
was like physical fighting.
No.
In a relationship, I'm actually. It's so funny because I think I'm actually. I'm snappy, and I'm
Okay,
just snappy
yeah.
by nature. Like
Yeah.
even with friends and stuff like that. Like I see red, but it takes a lot to get me there. So like I'll like let things go. I'll let things go, and then you say, like the sky is blue and it all explodes because I've been just like harboring them. I've been like stacking it, and this one little thing pisses me off.
Yeah.
And it's not fair because it's like the way I'm blowing up is not equated to whatever you just
It's not commensurate
said.
with the statement.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's like an accumulation of things.
Mm.
But I've worked on that.
Okay.
I really have, because it's not everybody can bounce back because I can be vicious.
I was gonna say, I see a therapist. I saw him today. And I work on those things. I try and, I get in the groove.
Yeah.
Because my feeling is like when I am usually calm in an
Mhm.
argument, which is shocking because I'm very like animated, but I'm usually pretty calm in an argument.
Okay.
But I will over intellectualize whatever. So, like someone like, if I'm arguing with Jazz and she might be like, yeah, and I didn't think this was great. I'm like, well, I don't see how you didn't think that. Like, help me understand that because I don't see that. And she'd be like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, yeah, so I don't agree because and I'll like, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll just continue. And she'll be like, it's not all about what you think. And I'm like, it's true.
I mean, yeah. I can see that. I don't know if it's like a guy thing, but I feel like Sean's kind of similar to that, where it's like he's decided what the opinion is, and then I'm like, I'll do a counter, and he was like, no, and I hate that. I'm like, what do you mean no? That's my opinion.
we will submit. Yeah, well, so I've been really guilty of this. We had an argument the other day, and she goes, and I feel blah blah, and I was like, but that's not true. And she goes, that's how I feel, and I go, well, then you're feeling wrong. And,
no,
I know. Let me tell you something. She looked at me as soon as I said that, and mid fight, I go, yeah, no, I heard it.
Yeah, it's funny too because it's like one of those things where like I think that no one's perfect, and I know I'm self-aware. I can hear it when I snap, and I'm getting better at it, correcting it or even stopping it before it happens. And I feel like Sean, for like his like things of that he does, he's like, okay, I did hear it. That did feel mean.
Yeah. Oh no, we will. So the way that we fight, which is a little crazy, is we have mid-fight commentary.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're in one, like I just said, if I say something and I go, yeah, no, okay, no, let me, can I get a rerun on that? I shouldn't have said that. And and sometimes like she said something once, and I look at her and I was like, and she goes, okay, yeah, no, my tone wasn't great there, but like, she's like, but my message is the same.
Yes. Sometimes sometimes it is the delivery, because if you say it in a certain way, the other person cannot like receive it because of the way in which you presented it. But you could have valid points, but no one's hearing each other because you're being disrespectful in how you're delivering that message.
I am so huge on tone.
Yeah.
So Jess wants to punch me in the face when I say this, but I always say to her, I'm always just like, hey, tone is 70% of the message. And she's like, oh my God, listen to my words, don't listen to my tone. And I'm like, well, that tone wasn't great.
Well, so the thing is, so then it's like it's the receiver can decide what. So like, I feel like sometimes I would get into this with Sean. He was like, I don't like how you said that. I was like, but that's not even like, I didn't mean it to be that way. That wasn't my feeling when I said it. But he was like, that's how I heard it. But I was like, but that's not what I meant though.
You know what I say all the time, and Jess has gotten tired of it, but I stick by it. Intention and impact are never the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So your intention could have been, well, the way I said it, I meant for it to land like this. It's
right.
Like, cool. Well, if I'm Sean, I'm like, cool, but the impact that you had on me was
mm-hmm.
actually this.
Right. And you know what? I was stubborn a lot, and but you know, once I feel like it's, you know, you grow as a couple. I'm
working on it.
You talk things through, and I do have to understand like what he does not like loud, because the problem is I grew up in a house where we just yell to just say good morning. So it sounds like we're arguing, but we're having the most pleasant conversation. And Sean be like, you guys sound so violent when you talk to each other. And I realized that's just not how he is. I'm like, we're fine. We're having a great time. So I have to correct that when I'm speaking with him, because I was like, not everybody is like how me and my family communicate.
Sure.
And I have to understand that. At first I was just like, well, that's how I talk. But it's like, no, like that's not a good way.
How you have to talk.
Exactly.
The big problem that we have, and I'm sure that this is not authentic to just us, or not novel, our arguments, I swear to God, it's like clockwork, happen right around bedtime. That is just when they happen.
You're tired and cranky.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the number of fights we've had in the AM, I couldn't count on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even think of one right now.
Okay.
Number of fights we have when it's after 10 p.m., that's where the majority, and we don't fight all that often, but like when we do fight, they are after 10 p.m.
I feel like that's for most people. I feel like most people don't like to start your day angry is a weird thing. I feel like most people, the fights do happen at nighttime. Yeah. Because I think you're carrying a lot of stuff from the day too.
That's the other thing. And I'm also not, so we had this conversation off mic. I'm a terrible sleeper.
Oh yeah. You told me that. Yeah.
Awful. I don't know when it happened. I probably need to do some deep diving into my own psyche on that one. But I'm a bad sleeper since I've been in a relationship, honestly. Okay. I told Jess that my dream, you're going to judge the shit out of me. No. I told Jess my dream is to be same room, different beds.
I honestly think whatever works for you. And yeah. I feel like there are people who are married. I saw this on one of my reality shows, and they don't even live in the same house.
What?
Yeah, there's on I think it's Real Housewives of New Jersey. Such
a New Jersey thing to do.
Right? One of the housewives, her parents, they're fully married, they're fully together, they're not separated. They have a fully functioning marriage, but they have separate homes because that's what works for their marriage. And they're completely happy. They see each other every single day. They have separate homes.
I don't need a full separate home, and I also don't make the money to afford a full separate home. But I think I originally pitched separate bedrooms, and she was like, no, that's not going to happen. And I was like, okay, well, separate beds. And she was like, okay, I can get on board. Yeah. Now, where we live right now, there is absolutely no room for separate beds.
Right.
But should we move into a place when we have kids or whatever, like I'm going to be looking at the bedroom and go, yeah, no, we can't get this place.
Yeah, because you can have your own bedroom.
I need that primary bedroom to have room for two beds.
You're going to have the primary? You're not going to give...
No, we're going to have the same bedroom.
Oh, yeah, because she says no to separate rooms. So.
No separate bedrooms.
Okay, got it.
No, I would obviously give her the primary if we were doing separate bedrooms.
I was like, dang.
No, I need to look at that primary space and go, this is big enough for two beds. I'm in.
Yeah. For Sean, he's constantly building our dream home.
In his head or in real life?
in his head.
No,
Like,
I was like,
yeah.
is he's like out there building a house?
I mean, if he could, he would. But yeah, no, he's always telling me his new ideas because he watches a lot of like interior design and like
flipping
all of
it
that,
or
all of the
whatever
stuff.
they're called.
Like we like million dollar listing. He watches so many different things, and his biggest thing is boundaries in the bathroom. He does not like when I go in the bathroom when he's in the bathroom. He's like, I want to have space.
Okay, so hold on.
Not like using it, but like
no, understand.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like if you had his and her sinks, would he care if you're in the bathroom when he's in the
no
bathroom?
and that's what he's saying. He's like, it's imperative that we have a his and her sink, and he wants it to be a huge bathroom.
Well, we
like
need it
so
to be
big that where I'm not in his way at all because he thinks I always take up space because I do.
Well, so I was going to say, I'm not trying to put any assumptions on you, but what I will say is, living with a woman, I have a skincare regimen. It doesn't hold a candle to what sits on the counter from Jazz. And it's enough so that like I am starting to think that she's a franchise owner of Ulta or Sephora. Like I don't know exactly what's going on, but we have one sink and it is hard to find a place for my toothbrush on that counter.
We have a lot of products. We have a lot of things.
I mean, listen, I have my products and I put them in my little drawer. I got
Oh
one
my
drawer in the whole bathroom.
Well, it's like, I mean, what do you like? Take me through your routine.
So morning or night? Probably night, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. And is it an exfoliation day or no?
What is happening? I completely believe exfoliation day.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, I exfoliate on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, like, I
oh my
wash
God,
my
it's like
face.
a set schedule.
Yeah, wash my face. Then, if it's a Wednesday or Saturday, I exfoliate.
I actually might have Sean because he just recently said he wanted to do a better skin routine. He like asked me for stuff like he's really, especially nighttime. So he might be. I'm gonna send him over your way.
I love talking to Sean. If you want to send him my way, please do. Do you not have this kind of skincare regimen?
I mean, I do. He put like my body lotion on his face, and I said
no.
He was like, I can't do that, and I was like, no.
Does he have? I'm going to bore the listeners for 10 seconds, but like, is he prone to breakouts, or is he kind of just?
No,
like,
he's not.
Right. So neither am I. So I can give him pretty much what I use because it's like, it's all easy breezy, beautiful.
Cover girl.
I'm a cover boy, but I'm with you. This is as good a time as any to go to the lightning round. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. So the lightning round is 5 fast questions. They do not at all have to be fast answers. They're the last 5 questions we ask at the end of every episode.
Okay.
I keep this not because I don't remember the questions, but because it makes me feel like a late night talk show host. And I just feel like that's my vibe. It's my energy. Question 1.
Yes.
What is a favorite ritual of yours? So one of my favorites is I like to brew tea in the morning. What's one of yours?
This is one that Sean makes fun of me about. I on my way to work, I drive and I go to the same gas station.
Okay.
Not to get gas. I like to go in. I get a bag of Lay's potato chips. Plain.
Okay, plain. Yeah.
Plain. And a yerba mate. And 2 lotto tickets. And
Scratchers?
No, those are. Don't waste your money on those.
I do.
Well, there's actually a whole TikTok corner about how to like effectively do scratchers, so you should check that out.
I don't buy them, but like Jess's dad gets them to me for Christmas, and
They're
it's one of my
fun
favorite
to play.
gifts.
They're fun to play, but like no, I'm doing the Powerball. I'm doing the Mega Millions.
Okay,
I'm in it.
2 a day.
I'll do the lotto tickets every other day.
Okay, great.
Like that's let's have that schedule.
No, of course.
Yeah, but he always jokes that like you stop at the gas station and you never get gas. And like in the tank will be on E. I don't even think of it. I don't even
because you're not there for that.
I am not there for that.
Have you ever had yerba mate?
It's so good.
I hear that.
Yeah, specifically I don't know what the flavor is called, but like all of them have different colors. The blue one is the superior one, and then the really, really red looking one, because there's like different shades of red, but like the darkest red, those are like the top 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of caffeine, right?
Yeah, it'll really get you going.
Question 2. What is a running bit you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
So my best friend, Brittany, we went to college together. We met in the theater program at Michigan State.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
Shout out Brittany.
Shout out Brittany, Naturally Big Brit. She actually has her own game with her brother. She developed in the pandemic. Shout out to Hella Awkward.
It's a game?
It's a game.
Like a board game?
It's a card game. It's kind of similar to like
Cards
kind of
Against
like
Humanity.
but it's more of like a conversational starter. It's like you don't win anything. It's just a way to start conversations that has different categories and stuff like sex, love, relationships, and stuff like that. And it's built to go on tangents. And you can get it at Target. You can get it at Macy's. It's super cool. But we moved to New York together right after we graduated college. And we also used to we would lay in bed because we were poor and couldn't go anywhere, couldn't afford anything. And we would just watch reality TV so much, like America's Next Top Model, things like that, to the point where we started doing a running bit as if we were being filmed. And so we still to this day will be like, did you get that, Bob? And we do it all the time. We've actually in recent months, because he wasn't doing his job, Bob got fired and now Tom's in.
No, yeah, Tom's in. I wasn't going to say anything, but I noticed Bob slacking from
I
the
know.
moment
Tom,
you
did you get
started.
that?
I love that bit. That's a great bit. I just love running bits. That's
Yeah.
I could take them all day.
Yeah.
Question 3. What is a very controversial opinion that you have?
It was funny because I was like, you did kind of prep me for this question.
I did.
And I was clamming up because I was like, what I can't think of anything. And then there were so many that I started thinking of during this podcast that I feel like it would piss a lot of people off. Like, I'm gonna rapid fire a couple.
I love it.
I don't care for cookies. They could disappear from this face of the planet. I would not care.
It's my least favorite dessert.
Throw them in the trash.
Bottom of the barrel for me.
Exactly. And then, well, I feel like I said a couple of them already kind of in earlier. But the one I'm gonna say then, whenever I take an Uber, oh my God, people are gonna get so mad at me. If the driver pops up and it's a woman, I automatically know that my trip is gonna be really long and full of wrong turns. And I swear to God, almost always it is.
That's bold.
And I feel so bad because I swear to God, because I'm always taking an Uber to go to work, and I'm like, I need to get there because I don't time manage well, so I don't have time for this. And I just feel like whenever I have a woman driver, it's like I think women can drive, but I just feel like I'm always specifically in Ubers, it always fails me, and I'm late. But that's also my fault because I'm a bad at time management. So I'm going to take that one on the chin.
I think the thing that drives me the most frustrated, crazy, is when I have Uber drivers, and this doesn't happen a lot. When you have the Uber driver who thinks they're better than Waze,
ooh,
where they're just going there, be like, so it's telling me to take a left on Wilshire, but I'm not going to do that. And,
no!
And I was like, where are you going to go? And he's like, I know a shortcut. It's back, it's in the hills. And I'm like, in the hill? What? Where we go? What is happening?
Oh, no, you're going to kidnap me.
We're not near the hills. Why would we go all the way up over there?
I know.
You know? And then you'll just randomly, and I'm trying to go from I don't know, K-Town to West Hollywood, and I'll end up in Pasadena. I'm like, how did we get here, sir? He's like, I know a shortcut on the way back. I'm going to get us there. You got to take the 101, and you take the exit all the way down to San Diego. And I'm like, God. What is going on? Question 4, have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there one moment that really sticks with you?
I feel like just being an actor in general, sometimes I was just actually having this conversation with Sean, not having imposter syndrome. I absolutely have the capability of all my dreams coming true, being a big star. And once I change that mentality, everything will open up. And I feel like I really started to believe that. Because it's one thing to say it, but to because I'm scared, I'm going to get on set, I'm not going to know what to do. Or I'm afraid to ask a question because I'm I'm not supposed to be here and they'll figure it out. And I just don't want to lose a job. And when you have all those thoughts, you can't do your job.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like you're capable of greatness.
Yeah.
We both know someone who very regularly would say yeah, I'm going to make it. And she did. So, there you go.
There you go.
Question 5. What is your favorite tea or comfort? But I know you love tea. So what is your favorite tea?
My favorite tea is peppermint tea with a little milk in it.
I know I didn't deliver peppermint for you today, but I hope
okay.
that you liked.
This is good.
You liked Duvet Day?
Yeah.
I thought it was great. So peppermint with a little bit of milk?
Yeah.
Oat, regular?
Oat's fine. I do oat now, but back in the 90s when we didn't know nothing but from nothing,
yep,
it was whole milk all day.
Whole milk?
Yeah.
In the 90s, I was a 1%er, but I'm with you.
Okay.
Not financially speaking, but in terms of how I like my milk. Well, that's a pod. How do you feel?
I feel really great, and please don't come for me for my controversial take. I didn't mean it.
We'll let them be the judge of that. Well, you're welcome back anytime. Please come back soon.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. That was Piaget Ventus. You can find her at PiagetV on Instagram and TikTok. This episode was produced by Ali Becker. It was edited by Martin Alvarez. Our theme song and additional music are by Oliver Hymack. Our cover art was done by Neil Fraser with photography by Matt Mazisco. Social media by Dia Villegas. Please write a review and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. You can send any questions, comments, newly friend game suggestions, or tea suggestions to steepcombos@gmail.com or tweet us at steepcombos. I'm Josh Lanzette, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Josh Lanzette. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
Okay, first of all, I'm not really the biggest dessert person in general.
Who hurt you?